You may go.
We're back, and so is Doctor Who, which means we're back for the Doctor Who reviews. If we're going by New Who, it's season 9. If we're going by classic series, it's series 35, I think. Episode 1, The Magician's Apprentice. And my first reaction to it is, what the hell? Literally my words when it ended tonight.
My words were, the moment they mentioned the war that's been going on for years, I went, it's Skaro. Because it's the exact same wording from Genesis of the Daleks.
Oh, is it really? Oh, of course.
Yes, it's Skaro. I wasn't expecting the kid to be Davros. That I wasn't.
That was something.
That's what I wasn't expecting. But this is Skaro. Even the outfits they were wearing, it looks like Skaro in Genesis of the Daleks.
That threw me completely.
Yeah.
A Davros origin story.
Really, we all knew he was human at one point.
Well, he's not human, he's car-led, but they look human.
Get into a real argument here. It's not even getting started into the argument of are the humans in Star Wars actually human? Okay.
Yeah, I think those are.
Yeah, but human races exist on Earth. Fundamentally.
Fundamentally, yeah, that's true.
Discussion
Because they don't speak English, they speak basic and stuff.
The discussion for
We've got off topic.
Already. We're not even a minute in and we've gone off topic.
We're back in the style, we're back in fashion.
Anyway, yes. So we'll go through the episode. So start off with Kid Davros.
Was not expecting it.
There's a whiny bitch.
The opening, though, I really did like.
I like the opening.
It was a strange mix of things, because I'm thinking, oh, it's World War One. No, wait, it's not, because there's lasers, and he's got a bow and arrow. What the hell's going on there?
Oh. Yeah, it was an interesting start. Then, yeah. I was just, Then they admitted about the war going on. It's Skaro. Obviously. I think I read some of the Daleks were in the first episode. So
yeah, I knew Daleks were coming.
Skaro.
I've been intentionally avoiding reading anything about
I've been completely forgot about the series. I haven't watched any trailers, just out of I couldn't be bothered, frankly.
I've watched some trailers. I watched the series trailer for the whole thing.
I've watched the previews, the prologues. There was no urge for me to watch them.
I watched the prologues. I quite liked
the most apathetic series of Doctor Who I could ever. I'm just like, fine, I'll watch it.
It was a very interesting start, though, and I do kind of approve of the way they just kind of hand-waved over Missy surviving.
That was funny. And she got shot again.
But as we saw, Daleks, when they exterminate, you don't disintegrate.
I'm not going to do the season finale from series 1 again, are I?
What do you mean?
Transmats, and when you think someone gets killed, but they actually get transmatted.
Yes, I believe so. Considering that we know Clara is in the rest of the series.
Hey, Jenny Coleman's quitting after this series, and I was like, wow, that is quick.
Yeah, she's leaving this series. This is her last one. She's not back for Christmas, but we do know who is back for Christmas. River Song's back.
Great.
Matt Smith will not be happy.
I'm hardly fucking wait.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting of how the hell do they bring her back, because we know she's dead.
Doctor Who, they just bullshit. It's Stephen Moffat. He'll bullshit some reason out of it. That's the weird thing I have with Stephen Moffat. I'm going, ooh, drama. Wait, there is no drama. She'll be back soon. There is no drama to this. Same with Missy.
Yeah, so Missy, and I do kind of approve of that. Didn't die, I'm alive. Oh well, yes, moving on.
Moving on. That is the DC comic book way of retconning something. Just don't.
It's also it's the way of don't appeal. It's kind of the fans go, how did you do it? All these theories.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to tell you. Just
not excited.
Which is actually what they did with Sherlock when the whole Reichenbach fall. They've never explained how he survived.
No.
They've said theories, but they've never said which is the right one.
The thing about a mystery is once you know it stops being a mystery and stops being exciting.
Yeah, so the way to do it,
just don't tell anyone.
Yeah, it was a very interesting episode. It's a two-parter.
Yeah, series 1, I'm like, oh, we're doing this.
They've not had done two-parters for a while now.
Well, they've never done one for the first episode.
No.
Remember.
Can't think of one.
Rose wasn't.
Wasn't. No.
I forgot the titles of the first episode after
that. I'm just going through them.
Oh, Smith and Jones after that.
Yeah, Smith and Jones. Then it was Partners in Crime. After that, it would have been The 11th Hour.
Yeah, they've ever done a two-parter for the first episode.
You've never had a two-parter for the start of a series, which is a new thing.
Well, it's getting stale now. We need to keep the series alive somehow.
Well, they haven't done two-parters they didn't do any two-parters for all of the last series. There were no two-parters, and this one's got quite a few.
Oh, I am going to be ecstatic then. I think it's two-parters. I hate two-parters.
I know you.
There's one thing that annoys me even more, and that's the end of the series finale that ends on the cliffhanger. come back next year. Well, guess what? By next year, I won't care. And
yet we still come back.
no, anything's done now. I don't care anymore. Just fundamentally don't care. A year later, I am not going to give it. 2 weeks later, I'm lucky to give a shit. A week, you can keep my interest for.
No, but it's interesting because obviously we don't really know where this episode's going.
It's going. It's all over the place. You're in the past. Well, I assume it's in the past. Then you're in the present day with Davros. Again, I ain't that surprised. I'm expecting to see Davros again.
I did not. Although Russell T Davies always did say he would not be the man
he
to
left
kill Davros.
Davros has got. He was ahead by the end of the series. Nothing more.
Yep.
He
said in an interview he never wanted. He could not be the man to kill him, and he kind of had the idea that he did escape, and we had it confirmed. Yeah. He did, and it's the same actor, isn't it?
I think sounds like it.
I'm assuming it is because
I know he was in the episode Torchwood as well.
Yes, he was the ringmaster.
Yeah. I can't remember.
What he was in first before he was Davros. Which how he got
that's a good job of.
He's a very good Davros. I do like his
Davros. Good Davros.
I quite like Missy being back actually.
Yeah, I like Missy. What I love about Missy is actually I like John Sim, who's just wacky. She's wacky, but still manages to be threatening slightly.
Really threatening.
Yeah, you know, John Sim was like, yeah, I'm not taking this at all seriously. With Missy, it's the wacky and silly, but you know, she will disintegrate you with notice. With John Sim, I just thought was a child on the sugar rush.
I liked John Sim when he was master before the end of time. I preferred his master then. When he came back end of time, he literally was. Well, they literally made him not all there.
Yeah.
He wasn't fully formed, which kind of then works for he's slightly more unhinged, but it's possibly too much. I don't know. I liked him still as the master. It's just different.
I just always like the Roger Delgado, charming, sophisticated.
Oh, of course, that's the original.
That's the master I think of.
Who sadly missed.
If he's insane, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yes. Well, that's the thing with someone
insane.
He
will duel you with swords.
It was a very interesting start to the episode. It really was
Dalek invasion of Game of Thrones.
Yes. I was annoyed at that. That's true. I wasn't expecting.
I was like, yeah, what? Oh, and the when did Davros become Salazar Slytherin?
Which point?
All the snakes.
I don't think Davros made him. I think he's someone who's been employed.
Yeah, I'm like, when did this turn to Harry Potter? If you start speaking Parseltongue, I am leaving. Okay, I'm going. This is something out of Harry Potter.
It's a clever concept for a monster, though.
Yeah, it is. I'm freaking my mum out. She hates snakes, the way they move.
Yeah, my dad hates snakes. And he doesn't watch Doctor Who, so it'll be interesting to see.
And she hates the way they move, and that scene, yeah, she was not watching it.
I was expecting him to be earthwormish, just because the look.
I was expecting him to be a Dalek, a human Dalek. I don't know why. I was just. Although whenever he moved and you couldn't see his feet, I just thought he was on the Segway.
No, I thought, it's snake or worm-like.
It's the way he moved, like he is clearly on the Segway. Intergalactic Segway. What else? There was a lot of callbacks. The Sister of the Khan's back, briefly.
Yeah. And they were in their prologue as well, though.
Yes.
The first prologue. So there were 2 prologues for this one.
He was also in the Paul McGann. Very brief time saw Paul McGann for the 50th anniversary. Yep. I believe they're in some of the audio dramas as well.
Yeah, they're in quite a few of the audio ones as well.
This is where they come from. Yeah, Clara being Clara. Retired Clara halfway through last series, so yeah, it was more of that.
Unit, we got a bit of Unit.
We did get a bit of Unit.
We've got more of Unit this series though, because we've got it with the Zygons.
Yeah, the Zygons are back.
We've got a 2-parter with the Zygons, which will be and Osgood's back probably in that one as well, because they're addressing all the stuff from the 50th, what to do with this, what happened with the Zygons, because there was lots of conjecture over was it the human Osgood or the Zygon Osgood that was killed by Missy, and we'll have it addressed, which would be nice. It would be also nice having the Zygons as the main villain rather than this kind of tertiary, secondary villain like they were in the 50th.
Wow, we all knew they weren't the main villains for the 50th.
Of course, that'd be weird. That would be weird. The main villains, the Zygons. It's the 50th anniversary.
Were the Daleks and Cybermen on strike or something? And they refused to be in it. Yeah, they are not the, I want to say top 10 of the villains, really.
No. They're a classic, and they're some.
One episode they were in. One.
Yeah.
The Zygons.
But to be fair, there aren't many. Ice Warriors are only in 3.
Ice Warriors, Antara, and the Daleks, Cybermen, the Master.
Autons.
Autons. Yeah.
We're going classic Who in terms of that, because obviously we've had lots of the contemporary version, Silurians.
Silurians.
No, Silurians have only been in 3 as well, though.
Yeah, many.
They're only in 3.
So everyone's like, classic villain, they're back. Everyone's wanted them. There's one episode.
Yeah, but it's one of the ones that everyone remembers. They're very distinct.
Yes, they are very distinct giants.
They're not the Zabi.
No.
That's old school.
Yeah. So we haven't addressed yet. The Doctor's last will and testament.
Yes.
He's dying. Again.
So, he thinks
he's dying. He's not.
Spoiler
alert.
It's one of those weird things. It's
spoiler alert. He's not, but
we know he's not because we've got the whole series set up.
As far as I'm aware, Peter Capaldi's not leaving.
We would have heard by now.
So I assume not.
No, he signed on for another series. We already know he signed on for another series.
Good.
Which is one of those slight horrible things. If you follow a show so much, you know when people are leaving or not, which kind of then ruins. No, they're dead, but they know. That's
why you throw around ideas and fake news to mess with people. Because you can't these days keeping something a secret is very hard with the internet.
Or just generally any TV stuff.
Just keep it a secret.
Just filming. It's impossible.
Yeah, especially when location shooting, it's very hard to keep secrets.
Which is why they always use secret names for when they're doing the filming, so people don't know. Because Torchwood, in classic series, was the name was the production name they used for Doctor Who. Before Russell T Davies came up with the idea of using it as the name for his own series and that kind of thing.
Yes, those are them.
I really don't know where this story's going at the moment.
Anywhere. It's weird to have a Dalek so early on in the series. Episode 1. Daleks. Yeah, Davros, Skaro.
Daleks is fine.
Which I thought was destroyed, but I've given up even trying to follow that.
I think when they say it was destroyed, I don't know if they mean the planet was physically destroyed or just all life was wiped off it.
It looked pretty nice though. I've seen worse planets than Star Trek.
To be fair, I think this is a very long time after the Time War.
Yeah.
But then again, it's all relative.
Yeah, it's a Time War, isn't it?
Time is...
Time War starts in Genesis of Daleks.
Yeah. Because from the sound, they're in New Skaro. There's a name for it. They call it New Skaro.
Better than Old Skaro. And 20% less sugar than Old Skaro.
It's like New York. York's...
the joke I was going for was New Coda.
Because what I think it is, it's them they've rebuilt.
We now... peace-loving hippie Daleks. We've given up war. We are now Philippines.
Oh, there was an advert for that. I remember that. I think it was like BT advert. We did have Daleks going with Hare Krishnas going, peace and love.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. I remember that one. No, but there's something we did. There was lots of things in this episode to do with the Daleks. They had classic Daleks.
I know, I saw. I want to know what happened to the Power Ranger Daleks in the episode with Winston Churchill.
There's a theory going around.
So I like the multicoloured Daleks. It's hard back. I like the multicoloured Daleks.
There's a theory going around that Davros wiped them out.
I like the Power Ranger Daleks.
Yeah, what were there were 5, weren't there? They all had names. You had the Scientist, the Leader, the Eternal.
I like it. The only Dalek you really get now that remains is the Dalek Supreme. And the one heavy weapons Dalek I saw in the background.
I love the heavy weapons Dalek.
Yeah, I saw that in the background.
I love that as a classic I will never get tired of.
Yeah, that's all.
And we had the Dalek Supreme.
Dalek Supreme's back.
And then the Dalek Supreme with cheese. I've seen that joke online. I like it.
It's lucky to get that. But no, I'm wishing I didn't get that.
No, I didn't know it was a good joke.
Whose jokes are good?
But they had a lovely mix. Actually,
yeah, a nice mix of Daleks.
You had some of the gold ones. You had some of the classic ones as well, as in proper like
made from B&Q, bits from B&Q.
Yeah, which was nice seeing that. 'Cause that was the first Dalek actually on screen we saw.
Very wobbly, like the sets.
I think it was CG actually.
It probably was. I doubt.
Looking at
they only have like 4 or 5 actual Daleks.
Yeah, there aren't many they have.
They have many operators for them.
It's 2, I think, or 3 is maximum usually. I think it was
I've seen one was with Dalek Supreme. I think
yeah.
That's the thing, and the other 2 other ones would have been. Actually, a lot of people died. Missy died in the biggest quotation marks. Clara died. The TARDIS died.
Again, that was sad.
In the most inverted. Well, okay, it's not.
We know it's
unless
not.
The budget has been massively cut and they can't afford to travel anymore. Like, this is it. The entire series is here. We can't afford any other sets.
They're stuck on Sagaro.
Yeah.
Which suddenly makes you question how a lot of the stuff in that series trailer is going to happen on Skaro.
Yeah.
What else have we got? And it had all the innocent people that Missy kills die.
That was funny though. I was laughing.
Oh, and the soldier with the hand mine.
Oh yeah.
That was quite nice actually, getting to see some of that stuff because I only know bits of these Skaro. Is it technically called the Skaro Civil War, or does it not? It doesn't have a name, does it?
It's just war because they forgot what they were fighting about. It was just the war between the Khalids and the Thals. Yeah.
It was nice seeing that. It's a weird mix of technology still.
Yeah.
Biplanes.
Yeah, with lasers.
Biplanes with lasers and a man armed.
We've had Spitfires with lasers, haven't we?
We have had, yeah.
With Daleks as well.
It was the Winston Churchill episode.
Wait a minute. There's a conspiracy theory here. So yeah, that was it. Anything else happened in the episode?
No. Well, Boars is a Dalek plant, which annoyed me because I quite like Boars. I quite like that scene actually in I think.
We've forgotten to mention the best bit of the episode.
The tank.
No, Peter Capaldi's guitar solo.
He can actually play guitar.
I know he can. I've seen that.
Because he was in a band with Craig Ferguson.
That was a pretty bad with the tank.
With the tank as well.
I thought it was a metaphor for the Daleks. It's like a battle tank.
You could see that actually.
Yeah, I was like, I could get really high school, English literature here, and see the symbolism in the episode, man.
Coloration of the tank suggested it as well. Oh god, I am getting all.
It's high school, just discovered English literature, and you're just like, oh my god, everything has symbolism in it.
I just only remembered what Clara said about Jane Austen.
What, Fantastic Kisser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's that come from?
Kissed Jane Austen.
At some point, clearly.
No, you have not seen the most ridiculous thing with Jane Austen in yet. Trust me. You haven't seen Saints Row 4.
I was going to say that Saints Row 4.
Jane Austen is actually there. And she narrates the entire game. The evil alien overlord does the entire first chapter of Pride and Prejudice on the radio.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
And Shakespeare is a Shakespeare as well.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll know what radio station will be on that game. Also, no music, so don't worry, copyright.
That was a lot of... I enjoyed this episode, though.
It was enjoyable.
My mum loved it.
Did she? Okay, we need the official mum comment on the episode.
Mum's first words was brilliant. She had one word to sum it up, which was brilliant.
Not fantastic.
She's not that much of a fan. She's a huge fan, but she doesn't do references. She doesn't do references like I do.
She has originality in
yeah.
her material. To reference everything.
She really liked it. She thought it was brilliant.
Not the worst episode I've ever seen. Even the worst first episode. I'm trying to think. First episode of the last series. Wow, I've forgotten the first episode of the last series.
Deep Breath. That was a weird one.
What was it about again? I can't remember.
It was Victorian London. We had the Paternoster gang.
Oh.
The robots that take human parts again. We've kind of been there before.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, no, T-Rex.
It wasn't a T-Rex. It was a massive dinosaur, way bigger than it.
CG dinosaur since Jurassic Park 3.
Yep. I like looking back though on a lot of that series. I think some of it was all right. The trouble is, at the time, I didn't like it.
It happens a lot. Yeah, like things, and you don't like them. You don't like them, and you like them. You like them, don't like them, then like them again.
Yep.
We are fickle people. Fickle people.
We all are. It's gonna be It was fun.
It was a fun episode.
I like this episode. I don't know where the hell it's going though, and it'll be until next. I won't really be able to because it's not a complete storyline.
There's very little. There's no resolution to it. It's just dun dun dun.
Bits of it.
What will happen?
Some two-parters I like.
Why didn't the Time Lords think of that first?
What?
Instead of going after the Daleks, go after Davros as a kid.
It's because
there is probably a reason, and here it comes. Go on.
No,
it's the reason.
Do you want me to say? Or...
Go on and say, keep it short. Don't go.
But you've seen Genesis of the Daleks.
I have. Yeah, but they go after the Dalek creation. Why not just get rid of Davros when he was younger? He created the Daleks.
He did create the Daleks. It's one of those weird things, though, that generally people don't know the repercussions of it.
It's a lot easier to kill him as a child than kill him when he's got Daleks around him in the middle of a war zone. Plus security, which is very Nazi-like. For them, it's in Daleks. They've always been very Nazi, I think.
Well, they're based on the Nazis.
Yeah.
I suppose it's one of those things that I once did a talk at a school about what ifs and different pathways and alternate realities and that kind of thing. Because I was talking about choice. And I got onto the subject of Hitler, as you always do.
As you do.
Well, it's the whole thing of a classic alternate history thing is
Hitler. Well, you see what happens. You get Red Alert.
Or you get Stephen Fry's one, which is Making History.
Yes.
Which is where someone goes back in time. It doesn't kill Hitler, but it prevents Hitler from being born in the first place.
Condom.
But you end up getting...
Condoms to Mr. and Mrs. Hitler.
No, what he does is it's the local... spoilers for anyone who hasn't read it. It's a very good book. I recommend it.
Doctor Who.
Making History. The main character goes back in time to prevent Hitler from being born. So he takes an infertility drug to make someone infertile, and he throws it into the local well where Hitler's father lives. So when his father drinks the water, he becomes infertile, meaning Hitler will never be born. He goes back then to the future in a DeLorean. No.
Right, squat.
Gosh. And finds out that the Nazis won the Second World War because someone more efficient and a better leader than Hitler came to power in his stead. And therefore created a worse world.
Oh yeah, that's how he did it.
And obviously stuff happens and he tries to try and kind of resolve... Because equally his own life is very different. Because he was married to... he had a wife when he went back before... In the timeline, before he made the changes. When he went back in time, it turned out he was gay. With a boyfriend. Who was therefore being persecuted by the Nazis.
As being gay would imply.
Well, it's the whole concept of it's not genetic, it's stuff like that.
That's another discussion for another day.
I think. I don't really know. It was a very different world. But again, written by Stephen Fry.
This is why no one can discuss the plot of Bioshock Infinite without getting very, very confused. Well, no, is this reality? But actually, is that reality? Ah!
I'm good at understanding that, though.
Oh, wait, the Bioshock Infinite, if you want to plot, it makes no sense.
My brain can handle
that. No sense.
My brain can handle time travel to a point.
Can you handle it when over half the game is cut out and it makes no sense?
But there are cuts, it's difficult because you can't make the jumps.
I suppose in Bioshock Infinite there was enough cut from that game to make an entire new game. A lot of stuff was cut out of that game.
Right, should we do final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Who's going first?
I did first thoughts, so you can do final thoughts first.
Master of your sister. It was a good episode, interesting, exciting, funny, stuff you'd expect from Doctor Who. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it right up until the end because I hate cliffhangers. But it's only a week. It's not like they go, next year you'll have the conclusion.
No.
And like, fuck you, whoever came up with that idea. But yeah, it was a good episode. Everything everything you expect from Doctor Who episodes, you've got it here.
I think they've kind of hit the good point with the writing as well, because Capaldi's actually shining quite well in this episode. Mm-hmm. They think they finally reached that point where they know how to write his Doctor a bit better.
Every Doctor takes a bit of twiddling.
He took a long time.
Some do. Colin Baker never really did get a chance to be good.
No, he didn't.
Oh yeah, cameo by Tom Baker.
Yeah.
And David Tennant's voice over there.
And Sylvester McCoy with one of my favourite lines. It's the bit where he's just become president of the Time Lord Council. Mm. What episode is that? Revelation of the Daleks.
I would think
it's Revelation of the Daleks because it's the bit where he's talking with Davros, who's just revealed himself to be the Emperor of the Daleks, and it's the bit where he goes, "Unlimited power, unlimited rice pudding." Which is my favourite thing he ever said.
No, the Emperor said that in Star Wars, we would take him even less seriously.
I love that bit. Yeah, they had a lot of references to the old series, and Tom Baker, of course, as well.
Yeah, Tom Baker actually saw from Genesis and Daleks. Right?
Oh, he actually did.
Whole two wires.
Which is what this episode's kind of about again. Yeah. It's the whole concept of going farther.
Well, I assume it's based on that line Tom Baker actually says. If you went back in time, a child who grew up to be an evil dictator, who you knew would grow up, could you kill the child? Which is essentially what this episode is doing.
Yeah, it's a moral quandary. Which is a very interesting point then, where it leads where the episode ends.
Yes, with him back on the field of hands.
armed with a Dalek gun.
Because those things just are now portable.
Well, we know they are because we saw it in Daleks in Manhattan.
They were modified atomic guns, which makes them immediately awesome.
Those were. They were gonna have toys of those originally, but I think they cancelled them.
Well, some parents.
Or prototypes were made, but they ended up not going through.
Some parent complaining about guns, but it fires a laser though. It's fine.
No, you get all sorts.
G.I. Joe, it's lasers. It's fine.
I do have done guns for them before. No, I'll agree. It was a good episode. They've hit the nice stride with the writing, which was good. It was a lot of fun. Nice to see the return of Missy. Lots of references, actually, in this episode to previous ones, which is nice. It's a very interesting opening with a two-parter, because the story's not concluded. And we don't quite know where it's going, other than Davros wanted to see the Doctor before he died.
In hospital.
Which makes me think... And, of course, as everyone said throughout this episode, it is undoubtedly a trap.
Well, Davros.
And the Doctor. It's going to be a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap.
No idea how it's going to resolve itself. Because it's not this big crisis point of what they're doing, unless we're seeing the revival of the Daleks in a bigger way.
Oh, they've come back so many times. They come back more.
I'm half expecting the Doctor is going to save Davros in some way.
Probably. Save him from himself. A bit of soul searching.
Yeah, but then it won't work, and Davros will be pure evil again, and we've got the whole thing of this Davros and a renewed Dalek Empire as this huge new threat again, which would be nice, because it's with that, then a potential return of Gallifrey at some point, Lord knows when, we will have...
I think it's just there. So, woohoo, we could, but we won't.
Eventually they'll have.
The budget doesn't allow... We can't afford to hire Timothy Dalton all this time.
They'll have someone else.
But Rassilon, come on. Rassilon, that spit, man. He could spit like a boss.
Someone else eventually. But no, it was an interesting start to this series, and it certainly got the energy off in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Will they hold it for all 12, 30? How many episodes are on this series?
It's 12 this year.
12.
I think they will. I don't know that we don't know what the rest of the episodes are going to be like, so it's one of those things we'll have to wait and see. It kind of is going to all depend a lot on how the story ends next week.
Well, it'll end on the status quo. This is Doctor Who.
Usually does.
In fact, this is most TV shows end on the status quo.
Usually. No, this one's going to have... I say that. Moffat has said this series is going to have lots of repercussions.
Yeah, but we're just saying that. This is Stephen Moffat we're talking about.
This is Stephen Moffat, the man who does long-term plots.
Yes, I would argue too long-term sometimes.
I agree, but nevertheless, we know when he writes a long-term plot, he's going to... And we do know... I've just remembered something else. We know that it's going to happen this series.
What?
We're going back to Pompeii.
What, to Peter Capaldi or meet Peter Capaldi?
Yeah.
Oh,
and there were two people that were spotted. This is one of the things I could not ignore, simply because it was everywhere. There were two people who were spotted visiting Cardiff at the time they were filming the episode.
Who?
Russell T Davies.
Yeah.
And David Tennant.
Isn't David Tennant in that new Marvel TV show on Netflix?
He is Jessica Jones,
yeah.
Which is only just announced when it's going to be. Yeah. That was very odd for you to suddenly mention.
I saw it online somewhere in the pictures for it. I went, everyone's looking pouty and moody. It's one of those things.
No, but there's lots of theories going around that David Tennant will be appearing.
I doubt, at least not in a major role, maybe in a cameo.
No, it'll be as a cameo or something like that.
Yeah, it won't be a major role.
But still, we're going to find out why he looks like Hercules. We're going back to Pompeii.
Same reason Romana looked like Princess What's-His-Face when she regenerated. It's not the first time it's been done. No, we know it's not. Okay, one, it was the same actress, that's why. But there is a reason of why Romana looked like the queen of whatever the episode before. I've forgotten the details. But same actress.
Yeah.
Then married Tom Baker. And then very quickly divorced Tom Baker.
Oh, that's a shame. Anyway, I think that pretty much concludes our thoughts on the Magician's Apprentice. So next week we'll be looking at the Witch's
lack of magicians or apprentices.
Well, no, we had the magician. It was the Doctor.
You know what they were going for, but I was expecting the Merlin.
He made reference to it in the Christmas episode as well, though. Yeah. He was going for minimalism. You think it came up more as a magician. Mm. So next week will be interesting because it's the Witch's Familiar, which is after a slightly darker edge. And equally, though...
Darker in Doctor Who terms is, darker.
Could be anything. Thing is, though, there's no Missy next week and there's no Clara next week.
Oh,
from what we can gather.
Thank God.
Hey, I say from what we can gather, the trailer doesn't show them. They'll appear, but they're not from the trailer.
That speck of dust you see on the floor, that was Clara. Now, if we get Rose here and do the same thing to her, we could be getting moving on.
Stop it.
Well, you like Rose?
I did like Rose.
I like Rose, Christopher Eccleston. They return a bit too fan-fiction-y.
Maybe a little bit, but I still liked her.
Donna Noble was where it was at.
That's very true. Donna Noble was one of the best.
Took no shit. I mean, none.
I think Rose generally didn't as well, but the difference was they focused a bit more on the relationship between those two. But that doesn't mean the character's bad, it just means that the focus on the relationship was.
The writing's bad.
It was still Rusty Davis, still very good writing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I liked his writing.
I like some of it. You know, some of it's good, but some of it, especially later when he really couldn't give a shit. You know,
Fair enough.
And that's why he left in the end. It was a shame. See you next week.
Yep, next week.
For the second, probably more of a second time Doctor Who thinking classic.
Yep.